What's going on? Welcome to another video. Today we're doing something very satisfying, and that is detailing the exhaust tips on my M5. Haven't really touched this car as far as detailing goes, just very basic washes and a couple other things like that. But today we're doing something very satisfying. So I'm very old school, very simple when it comes to this project, and we're just gonna see how this turns out today. I use this Mother's mag and aluminum polish. I've used this for this actual container for many years. Pair that with some 000 steel wool, which I've had for a while. Some gloves, of course, a microfiber that you do not care about. And then I also have this little drill attachment here, which I don't really use very often unless I'm doing areas where it's like a bigger space, but I just do this by hand. It really doesn't take very long, and I've never really found the need to buy one of those drill attachments other than like this one time when I was trying this out. So we're gonna jump right into it. I'll show you my process and we'll see how these things turned out. There's something about sitting on the ground behind your car that you think is such a cool car and doing projects like these. So let's hope it's as satisfying as I hope it's going to be. I just use this, use your finger. Ideally, you would have sort of cleaned these previously, right? You would have washed the car, and these would be sort of cleaned from a car washing detail standpoint. But I've only driven it like once, and I'm just not too worried about it. So I just do this. That's just how I do it. I don't even know if that's what the directions say. Small amount of polish to a terry cloth. Well, I'm not doing either of those, so that's okay. We got some steel wool, and I usually apply a little bit just to make sure. We're just gonna go to town here. So let's take a look at how these look after the steel wool and the metal polish. Of course, compared to the other ones over there, much better. Not perfect. There's a few sort of imperfections kind of along here that looks like a shadow, but it actually is black right there. So I'm just really not having any luck getting that off. So for now, I might just accept that's gonna be how it's gonna be. They are original, and there's a lot of miles on these tips, so I figure that's a huge improvement, and we're gonna go to the next step. So step 2 in this process is this P21S polishing soap. Almost forgot to bring this out for you guys. This is what I use when I have the exhaust already polished from the step before, and like I haven't really done a follow-up sort of detail to it. So this is sort of like a step 2 in this scenario, but this is a product I like to have when the exhaust doesn't have like tons of miles. So So this is a product I like to use more regularly than the Meguiar stuff, just because it's not as aggressive, therefore not really as necessary. So you just kind of, this is just water. I just get this, you're supposed to create a lather, like a sudsy lather. Probably do a little more. There's some water here. And then this is a sort of secondary polishing step. It's like probably a little abrasive, but probably not very much. The first step that we just did is sort of like the sledgehammer. This is more of a upkeep step, like maybe 2-3 times a year. All right, so let's do that and then wipe it off. I feel like that definitely made a difference here. This is probably a little more expensive than the other product, but definitely worth having in your arsenal. This is sort of a final polish slash sealant. Not really nearly as essential. I'm gonna use my finger. Whoa, way more liquidy than I thought. Maybe there was an issue with the temperature of the products, but I did shake it. Let's kind of buff this around. Again, you're supposed to let it dry for a bit, so let's just get it kind of on the surface here. And we will let it dry and then buff it off. Right. End result for polishing the tips on the M5 here. Give you some close-ups. Obviously a huge difference. And really, I feel like this is sort of the core of what, you know, detailing is, or being, you know, or having a car that's been detailed or kept upright. You know, having a car washed is one thing, or even polished is one thing, but when you have the small sections like exhaust tips, especially in a car that has like nice quad exhaust tips, things like that really stick out. Another thing would be, you know, the keyhole. It's all funky. So when you see a car that has stuff like that, that's just really cleaned up, especially like exhaust tips. I mean, as soon as you drive the car, they get dirty. So the fact that they are clean, at least right now, really I feel like makes the car stand out, and you can really appreciate it that much better. All right, that's gonna do it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I will put a link in the description for the few products that I did use. Again, super cheap. Very easy, you know, you don't have to have a whole lot of skill to do this, just a little bit of patience, and of course, be careful that you don't kind of smack into the painted surfaces. You could tape this. Again, I'm pretty careful, and I guess I just didn't feel compelled to do that, so no big deal. But anyways, links are in the description. Thanks for watching, and yes, I know I've seen you guys comment. You're waiting for the full, you know, detailing series on this car. That will be a little bit of time. I want to get the car mechanically sound. I have plugs and coils and a few other things that I want to do. And then I will start the project. But I know like it's going to be parked kind of in the back of this garage here with everything apart. The plastics will be off. The lights may be off. Lots of parts of maybe even the door sills. And just all kinds of stuff, the grills, the plate, all that will be done. And it's going to be a really big project. It's gonna be probably close to at least 50 hours. So that'll be a huge detailing series. So don't worry about that. It will be there. But I wanna get a few of the smaller things kind of done, drive the car for a little bit longer, and then decide when I'm gonna jump in. So I would not wanna do this in the middle of summer. So I would say the next month, 2 months maximum. that I want to do. Again, I have to upkeep on the truck. Been driving that a lot, so I might have to do fluid change there. And then my girlfriend's car needs a little detailing too, of course, so got to keep that one up as well. So anyways, it's on the list. Thank you for watching, and I will see you guys next time.